What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Mickay. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is so great to see your face today. I hope wherever you are in this world that you are safe and that you are healthy, and the same goes out to your loved ones. So I went on Instagram and I asked you guys, what do you want to see next on my YouTube channel? And a lot of people asked for a girl talk video. And I was like, I've never given, that type of, video on my channel. So I was like, why not? So for this video, I am going to give y'all a girl talk video. And the specific topic is my turnoffs in a guy. This video is going to be very interesting because I have quite a few, and I'm going to basically explain why they're a turnoff. So we're going to get right into it, y'all. The first turnoff that I want to say, the first thing that I really look out for, honestly, because if you, it's very important to me that I see that you don't do this. First turnoff is lack of respect for women, like, period. It doesn't matter if you respect me and don't respect another female. It doesn't matter. Like, just a lack of respect for women in general. No. I feel like you shouldn't have to, because I feel like a lot of times guys like to be respectful to women that they're attracted to. And to me, I'm like, you should just be a kind human to everyone in this world, and no matter what somebody looks like, and if you're physically attracted to them or not, that shouldn't determine whether or not you're kind to them. And so I really like for just like my partner to be a kind person. And so if you don't respect all women and just all humans in general, that's completely like no. And one of my specific things that I absolutely hate in terms of like lack of respect for women is when guys call people who identify as women the B word. Ooh, like, everyone knows this. My friends know this. Everybody that I talk to knows this. I don't like that word. It's just not something that I think is a kind word, is a nice word. And so I would just rather, especially if you're a guy, not to call a woman that word. I feel like it's very much just like not okay, and no one should be called that, in my opinion. And other people have different opinions, but this is specifically my opinion. I just think that you shouldn't be calling a woman that, because she's not, like, no. And I don't use the term. I don't like to use the term. I don't like to be called that. I don't like for anyone to refer to me as that. So that's just kind of a like strict absolute no for me. I definitely want my partner to respect women in all ways, no matter if they're attracted to her or not. The next thing that I want to basically say is kind of a turnoff is hypermasculinity, and in the form of like just not being able to express yourself, or feeling like you literally can't say that, oh, I'm sad, or I don't feel good, or I'm angry right now, or anything along those lines, right? Or even to cry, like to feel like you can't do that around me specifically, especially if I'm your partner. I want you to be able to trust me. I want you to be able to, show me all sides of you, especially if you are somebody that I could see spending the rest of my life with. I need to see all sides of you before I make that decision. And so it's like, I want to see you cry. I want to hear you say that you're emotional. I want to hear you say that you're sad, and just feel things. I just want you to feel things. And so for me, hypermasculinity and just saying that you can't feel anything because you're a guy, because you're a man and you're trying to be macho and everything, to me, I'm just like, no, because I'm very emotional. I cry a lot. I show a lot of emotion, and so I kind of want to bounce off of your energy, your emotions as well. And I also want you to understand my emotions, because if you're not emotional, if you can't express your own emotions, how will you understand how I feel? I just kind of feel like I want you not to like just cry all the time, because I don't think anyone does that, but just in terms of just like feel whatever it is that you want to feel, and like let's talk about it. I think you should definitely be able to do that with your partner and whoever it is that you're with. So I definitely want to be able to do that whoever it is that I'm with. So hypermasculinity is kind of just like no for me. I don't really like it, to be honest, in the form of just not expressing any emotions and kind of just like being just there, if that makes sense. So another thing that is a turnoff, and I feel like a lot of women can honestly relate, or a lot of people in general can honestly relate, is the flashing of like money and materials and like materialistic things like your clothes, your car, and in that way trying to impress me with that stuff. Because I'm gonna be like, I could get that myself. I'm gonna be successful. I am going to have the wealth to be able to provide that for myself. So I don't need you to flash it to me and prove to me that you could offer me these things, because I myself am gonna be able to offer it to myself. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really like that concept of like the flashiness and the money and the camera and all of that stuff. It's kind of like, okay, it doesn't impress me. I want to know you as a human being. Once again, very emotional, so I want to know how you feel about things and like the world and stuff. I don't really care that you have a lump sum of cash or whatever the case may be. And then the next thing that is a turn off for me is lying to cover your dirt. Like, if you did something, just say it, admit it, and let's work on it. Let's try to figure out how can we move forward. I feel like if you keep something from me and then I find out later, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed because I gave you the chance to tell me, because 9 times out of 10 I'm asking you, because I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm definitely gonna ask you, like, did this occur, or what happened, or whatever the case may be. And if you lie and then I find out like 6 months later, I'm gonna feel so betrayed, like just lied to, and that's not a good feeling. So just tell the truth, basically. So major turnoff is just to like lie to cover your own dirt. Be honest, be truthful, and we can avoid the arguments 6 months down the line for something that happened 6 months ago. Like, no one wants to argue about something today that happened a year ago. Like, that's old news. And so like in the moment, if I ask you a question, I shouldn't have to ask, but like if you do something, just be truthful about it, or whatever the case, and you don't lie to cover your dirt. And then I think another reason why it is a turnoff, that like when guys specifically lie to cover their own dirt, is because that means that you're not giving me the chance to make my own decision based on the decision that you've made. You made a decision to do something that you knew was wrong, and then you made the decision for me to stay, basically, because you didn't even tell me what occurred or gave me the chance to know exactly what happened. And especially if you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to tell them what's going on so they can make their own decisions. They're their own human. So I would not want to be lied to and just like, yeah, no. The next thing that is a turnoff for me is saying that you'll change, or saying that you're gonna do something to better yourself, like in a conversation between you and I, and you don't do anything to even like try to progress toward whatever it is that you're trying to work on. Because if you're gonna say something to me, I want to see the action. I feel like I definitely believe what you do more than what you say. So if you're gonna say something to me, I need to see you do it in order for me to believe that you really are willing to change, or you really are willing to do something. And if you say something like, oh, I'm gonna work on, you know, my, whatever the case may be, whatever the goal is, I don't know, if you wanna work on your degree and to better the life of ours and to contribute more, or whatever the case may be, and then you don't, and I'm putting, you know, I'm doing what I said I would do to better our relationship. It's like, okay, am I only putting in the work? Are you only saying things just to keep me here? Like, what really is the goal here? And so I would be like, no. Like, everything is just like, no. Like, so yes, don't say things just to say things. Don't say things to try to impress me or to try to keep me there. Like, I'm not gonna stay, because I'm gonna realize eventually, sooner than later, that whatever it is that you said that you would do, you're just not gonna do, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. So definitely, it's kind of the same. It goes hand in hand with like lying, basically, because you said that you would do something and you didn't do it. So technically, and if you knew that you weren't going to do it before, you technically lied to me. So that to me is just like, no, I'm okay. The next thing that I want to say is a turnoff is showing out for your guy friends. This has happened to me before, where it's like the guy tries to impress his guy friends and like speaks to me a certain type of way, or speaks to somebody else a certain type of way, to look a certain type of way. And I'm like, no, like, how you are with me should be how you are with everyone else. How you are with everyone should be how you are with me. Like, not in terms of literally being the exact same person, but if you're a respectful human being, don't try to disrespect other people to show off for your friends. Like, in general, I don't know. That to me is just weird. It's just weird. If you're a sweet, kind human being, then be sweet and kind to everyone. And the person who doesn't accept you for who you are doesn't have to be in your life. Like, you shouldn't have to be a different person for your friends or for anyone else like, honestly, and to show off that side of you who really isn't even you. It doesn't make any sense to me, so no. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is also from personal experience. I feel like this is a big thing because when I'm eating, I kind of like, I pay attention to the way that anyone else is eating in general. And so if you have a lack of mannerisms at the dinner table, I'm going to just be looking like, oh, wow, like... like, what's going on? I know it might be bad and it might be like such a small thing that I'm paying attention to, but like, I know my grandmother, for example, she pays attention to how I eat. And so like, if I'm taking you to meet her and you're throwing things all over the table and you're just doing it, I'm like, like, that's not, no. So definitely like just general mannerisms at the table. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just general mannerisms in terms of like, I don't want to hear you chewing. I don't want to hear you chewing endless. Like, that's, I want to enjoy my meal. Like, I want to be one with my food, not with you and your food. Like, you and your food is completely separate. I need you to be you and your food together by yourself. Like, I don't need to hear all of that jazz or whatever. It's just not, that'll bother me. The last thing that I'm going to say is a turn off, and one thing that is super duper like, just no for me, and I've realized that as I've grown, as I've started to understand what I really want and things like that, this is definitely just like a big no-no for me at this point. I go into like meeting guys or talking to guys with a specific like, what is this? Like, what do you want this to be? Let's talk about it and let's just make it that, because I'm not, basically what I'm saying is, I don't like when a guy is unsure about what he wants and tries to bring me into it, because if you're talking to me or if you're trying to date me and you are trying to date other people, no, like, you need to know what you want, go for that and keep it pushing. If you want somebody else, you go for that person, keep it pushing. Like, don't put me in the equation, because I'm not here for it at all. That's one thing that I've definitely been changing about myself, is in terms of like approaching a guy, or if a guy approaches me, first question, honestly, one of the first questions is, okay, so what do you want in like this? Like, what are you looking for? As like intimidating or as like serious as that may sound, to me, I don't want to waste time. I don't. I'd rather be single, chilling, living my best life, hanging out, than being unsure about whatever it is that's going on with me and another person, or like being invested in something and unsure if you're also invested in it. So just to save me all the emotions, all the drama, all the time, all the trying to figure out stuff, like, just be sure about what you want. And if you're not, like, just don't put me in the equation at all. Don't, just don't. These turnoffs might make me sound real strict and like whatever, but it's just kind of things that like I've learned over the past few years, things that I've let slide, things that I've kind of like not tried to pay attention to, that have made me mad in the end. And the only person I could have been mad at is me, because I didn't express to the person who I was with, I don't like this. And then I just let them do it. And then I was just like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So now it's like I go into things being sure about what it is that I want and what is that I don't want, and that I just can't, I just can't. And so if you have turnoffs, if you have things that you don't like, don't, unless the person, I don't know, is like the best person in the world and you can see yourself spending literally the rest of your life with them, and you know that they could change in a certain type of way. Not saying that you want to just change everybody, but in order for you to be happy, because you have to be happy in the relationship too, like, understand what you don't want and what you want, and move forward in life just like that. What do you want? What do you not want? Be sure about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I honestly had fun talking about this, as interesting as I'm sure this video is going to be for a lot of y'all, because y'all probably like, girl. But I'm happy that I was able to just say my turnoffs, and I know a lot of them are kind of like things that people just don't want to say is a turnoff to them, but probably is, and so I said them. So yeah, I hope y'all like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and click that bell button so that way you get notified every single time I upload a video. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are fabulous. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are handsome. Y'all are phenomenal people. I appreciate you so much for always tuning into my channel, always supporting. We are on the road to 2K, y'all. We're more than like, I think like 2/3 there, so I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for walking with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.